Yo.
Greetings, peace.
Peace. What's good? How you, baby?
Good, everything good.
Yeah, no doubt, baby. Let me set you up real fast, all right?
Okay.
For all my listeners out there, man, I got the opportunity, man, to sit down with an incredibly gifted talent. We ain't even gonna label him, you know what I mean? Because the man is doing a whole lot of different things. You dig? Writing novels, doing books, all kinds of different things, man. We're gonna sit down with William Young today, baby. He gonna let us know all of the things that he do, man, to keep him in the business, that he in today, baby. So, baby, how the industry treat you, my brother?
Oh, man, so far so good, man. Just keep getting better, so I can't complain.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So set it up, baby. Everybody know where you originally from and how long you been putting it in.
Originally from Brooklyn, New York, East New York specifically. And I've been putting it down for at least 30 years.
Yeah.
At least 30 years. Yeah.
What was the inspiration, man? At some point, I mean, I'm not going to get into the whole Brooklyn thing just yet because, we from that same land all day, baby. But
no question.
What was the inspiration, man? At some point, there was somebody or something, man, that made you look at what you was doing, man, and say to yourself, man, I want to do that, or I want to do this, man. What was the inspiration, man, and how did it all come about?
Well, it depends on, what it was, because, like, musically, I would say one of the things that inspired me was that you had in my particular neighborhood in the East, you had a lot of celebrities that came out of there. So that was definitely super inspiration, to be able to see someone, physically from your environment that made it, you know what I'm saying? So, they played a major role, you know what I'm saying? My deceased cousin, rest in peace, my cousin Tim, he played a major role because he kind of like introduced me into the whole rap game as kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was in it. He was the same age. He was more advanced than me. And, he started out writing for me. You know what I'm saying? My cousin, who introduced me to the world of rap, you know what I'm saying? And no doubt. I would say he was definitely inspiration. Now, on the other side, if I'm dealing with the books, I would say the inspiration was drawn from my own self. I mean, I read other people's materials, but, when I started that road, I was incarcerated. And at that point in my life, I hadn't executed anything from beginning to ending. I started things, but didn't complete them.
Right.
So, it was a time when I went to the box and I said, yo, something within myself has to change. I got to begin a new journey and I got to start completing things now.
Yeah.
And I used writing as that, that transitional period, you know what I'm saying, in order to do that. And so that was the inspiration. Start writing, finish this book, you know what I'm saying? And, start it and complete it.
Right.
Because up until that point, everything was started but not completed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because life comes, some things in life happen.
We get,
coming up in the East. There's absolutely distractions.
Super distractions.
So it's a little hard some days to focus, you know what I mean? But we get it together at some point, man. We make it do what it, you know what I mean? We make it do what it do and all that, So where did the name come from, Gorilla Khan? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't really know what that is, man. Explain them things and how that came about, man.
All right, so Gorilla Khan, that was the first book. That was Transformation. That we spoke about a little while ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The title of that first book was Gorilla Khan. And basically, the title was drawn from like a title in itself, something equivalent to like The Godfather or, the head gorilla of the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's what that title signifies, because the book is based about, you know, a war that takes place between New York, you know, underworld cats and Spanish mafia. So, you know, it's like they had a battle for who's the gorilla of all gorillas, who's Gorilla Khan. So, you know, that's kind of like how that was birthed.
No question. So obviously you got so coming up where we come from, because this is a little personal for me, y'all. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean, I'm from the same lane, you know, the same streets, East New York, Brooklyn, all that. You know what I'm saying? So there's an automatic connection, because I know all of the things that he's seen and done. I've seen those things, you know what I mean? I've been there, you know. So when you was doing the book, man, like, did you visualize some of the things of the everyday life of the experience, you know what I'm saying, that you go through in East New York, you know what I mean? Or was it a visual that you just put together overall? You know what I mean? I want you to tell me, you know what I mean, how you got inspired to put that whole thing together.
Well, I definitely had to do that because I had to draw inspiration from different places in order to, you know, formulate these different characters. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was playing with that idea with the different characters. So some of them is from New York, some of them is specifically Brooklyn or Bed-Stuy and this and that. And then, you know, I had to create the Spanish, you know, underworld. So I had, you know, characters in Puerto Rico and stuff like that. So, but as far as, you know, the hood and the upbringing, definitely I drew from, you know, the upbringing, the things I knew, the type of activities that I seen going on, and I pieced them into that through different characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's sort of like, you know, different pieces of my own self sprinkled inside of different characters inside of the book. You know?
Yeah, no doubt. And that's the part that I was trying to get to. You know what I mean? Because you know, a lot of people don't know that sometimes when you see different things, man, you can envision things being a little different than, you know what I mean? Like you can put yourself in that place, you know what I mean, and play that part, you know what I mean, and elaborate on all that, man. You know what I mean? So man, I just want to commend you, man, on that, because where we come from, a lot of us ain't visualizing things like that. You know what I mean? A lot of us get distracted and we can't figure it out, man. And then we make a move, and sometimes that move is fatal. You dig what I'm saying? And then it turns into something completely different, man. So you had an opportunity to not just write the book,
right,
but also put some music to it. You know what I'm saying? So explain that transition.
Primarily, like, my first passion was music. So, you know, when I was incarcerated, but prior to getting locked up, I had different mentors and, you know, different plugs inside of the industry. I was one of the proteges of Craig Mack. Rest in peace, Craig Mack. That was part of Bad Boy. So I was his protege right before I had got knocked. So the whole thing was like, you know, I got this stretch ahead of me, and I can't utilize my talent to do anything because I'm in this particular place. So when I started writing the book, I said, you know, I came up with the idea to do the soundtrack. So, you know, now it's kind of like becoming more trendy, but I was like one of the first ones, if not the first, to do it. To actually tie, you know, a soundtrack to a book. Now you got James Patterson doing it, you know what I'm saying? But this is something that I visualized and then manifested. Like, I did that in the early 2000s. I had already penned that and put that together while I was behind the wall. So when I came home, just went to the studio, recorded everything, boom. But the idea and the process was already there. And then, you know, you got guys like James Patterson, like I said, that got Dolly Parton on the book soundtrack. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wow, it's crazy. And I had that a whole 20 years before Patterson even thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
So with the thought
process and everything with your book writing and different things like that, I know a lot of people
stage
turning
plays
into
and
like
different things
stage
like
plays
that.
and different things like that. Have you ever
on that path to like
doing it, like having someone act it out on
stage
stage within your book, or try to put a movie out with it?
Yeah, I definitely you know, I dibbled and dabbled in a bunch of different lanes. Like, you know, the book is you know, I utilize neighborhoods and environments that I grew up in, but it's part sci-fi, the book. So, you know, the challenge for me was that I can't like I can't just go to anybody to do it because everybody's not equipped to create a sci-fi movie with special effects and this and that. So, you know, originally I had intended to and I was reaching out and networking with different video gamers to try to turn it into a video game. And then, you know, formulating the screenplay for the book, and then trying to holler at the different networks and try to go about it that route. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
And then that got a little tricky because, you know, all the networks that I had the meetings with, they wanted a sizzle reel of the actual footage, but it's like, damn, you know, I can't capture it the way I would like to because it's a sci-fi.
Right,
So, you know,
right.
It was, you know, it was a challenging part of the road for me.
So, and that's the tricky part in the game, you know what I mean? Because I know, you know, over here we screenwriters and we put different things together, man. But like you said, man, if people don't really see the full vision of what you see, it don't kind of work out real good. You know what I'm saying? And then, and in the business, the budget and the monies, and then you wasting time, and you know what I mean? And I want you to talk a little bit about that, man, about the business, man, about cracking through about different things and how you have to actually handle yourself, man, when you actually putting it together, because you see it and a lot of people don't see it. So I need you to talk about that a little bit.
It you know, it's a shady world, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it is what it is.
Right.
And it's just like, as far as the business aspect of it, my whole formula was like was and still is like do for self. So it's like, you know, I never really had in my mind to like, you know, sign with a major publisher as far as the books is concerned.
Right. Okay.
You know, my vision was I'm going to become the next big publisher. I don't need them. I'll do this ground up because, you know, when you reach out to them and you deal with them, now you got to play by their rules.
Yeah.
Now they start, you know, tailoring the experience so that it suits their vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's
their agenda.
Kind of like having control of the creative process and the ideas and the direction and everything. So it's like, you know, I push back from that, you know, those type of obstacles. And even with the music, you know, when it came to the music, a lot of people, you know, used to ask me, yo, why you don't try to get this there? I'm like, yo, I got an independent label. I'm a label. I don't really aspire to be, you know, a part of the conglomerate of the majors. I want to do it my way because I don't want to deal with issues of masters or this or that. Like, I already got my master.
I kind of agree with that because there are a lot inspirational African Americans that actually have books that they wrote, movies that they wrote. And a lot of them don't like putting them out like that.
Right.
Because their work gets stolen.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like because like Young just said, yo, it's shady. You know what I mean? And And then we, coming up where you come from, you kind of learn how to deal with things a certain way. You know what I mean? And the way that we deal with things, you can't really take it to it like that. You know what I mean? Like, so
you gotta tone it down.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take the L when you shouldn't have took the L. You know what I mean? Because that's just not the way we used to dealing with life in general. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hard path to kind of thread. It's a hard needle to thread through. You know what I mean? Because you gotta have a team around you and people around you that you trust, that you know that they got your best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people got their own agenda. You know what I'm saying? And when they do what they do, you saying, yo, why you did it that way? They like, yo, it's best this way, but it's really not best that way. It's just best that way because that's their agenda telling them to do it this way. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what he's saying all day because I've been in the business and I've had to do some things, and so we know what it is. But
yeah,
I want to get to your music now, man. Yo, your music be like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where did that start at? I mean, everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody talks about a different style or they was inspired by this or that or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm going to try to separate myself, you know what I'm saying, from being there and all that. But how did it come about, man? I mean, bars is bars, you know what I'm saying? And you see every day, you know what I mean? How did you formulate that, man? Was it a style of your own, you know what I'm saying? Did you hear something that you take and use it on your own? I mean, I'm going to let you tell the story because I don't want to keep talking, baby.
As far as the music is concerned, so for the most part, I like to think that I got a style of my own.
Yeah.
That I've kind of like honed over the years, you know what I'm saying, of dealing with the craft. But it's like oh man, I'm trying to find the right word usage for this, right? So I grew up in an era where, it was a must to be unique, to be the best you. So it was like a lot of my style comes from, okay, I'm hearing everything around me, but how do I develop my own without copycatting?
Right.
And that kind of like was the driving force of my creativity. So it's like I could go many places with the style because I'm pulling from these different resources in order to create that original, aspect.
Yeah.
The original sound, right? So another thing was that, I came up with knowledge of self was like important, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I couldn't be simple-minded in my word usage, in a nutshell. Because I'm around the gods and they like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's the science,
Right.
Yeah. So it was like, in formulating these things, it was just about you could only be as good as the words that you know. So if your vocabulary is limited, then you know what I'm saying, you can't really write about too much.
Right.
So a lot of my style comes from studying. I do a lot of studying too, and it's just whether it's words, whether it's history, and I try to link them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no question.
A lot of people, would ask me about the hardcore message, and my rebuttal to them is like, yo, I'm a freedom fighter. So until I feel that the playing field is level, then you're gonna keep knocking on the castle walls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
We coming to bring the ruckus.
Yeah.
until you see it change. So when you like, yo, like, you know, I know how to do that other stuff. I could write about anything. I got commercial songs. I got, girl songs, relationship songs. I got storytelling, but primarily it's aggressive.
Yeah.
Because I feel like words is power. And, our communities, the voice is not being heard the way it needs to be heard.
No doubt.
So if I'm busting on the door constantly, I'll get your attention.
No question.
And that's kind of like what drives my style.
Yeah, no question. How is it like working with K Slay, man? I mean, the legend, you know what I mean? And you had an opportunity, man, to work with not just K, but a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying, notable names in the business, you know what I'm saying? Because just because you're a notable name don't mean you this or you that, you know what I'm saying? You just, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just luckied up and with somebody, you know what I'm saying? And stuff. But there are true legends, you know what I mean? There are true keepers of this, you know what I'm saying? There are true keepers of the castle, you dig? And for you had the opportunity to be around a lot of the great ones, man. You know what I'm saying? So and you study, like you just said, it's just not just studying from words, but it's also studying environment, studying what's around you, studying the different things that you see each and every day. You know what I mean? What's some of the lessons, man, that you kind of picked up, man, by working around by brothers like K Slay, you know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna get into a whole lot of the other stuff that you did, man. But let's start there though.
No question. Rest in peace, K Slay, man. He definitely played a major role in, pushing me, basically. So with him, it's like the spirit of entrepreneurship. Yeah. So I was already there. Visualizing these things when I was in the can. But the crazy thing with Slay was that I told you earlier, I was one of the proteges of Craig Mack. So, before I got locked up, pretty much the same night, I was en route to the studio to go record a freestyle that Mac was going to give to K Slay. And I wound up, getting jammed up or whatever. And then, so when I came home, Craig Mack had like abandoned the world, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He went into the cult and I lost contact with him. And I wound up getting through Slay through my manager, Frank Antonio. Manager and friend. Shout out Frank, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out Frank, man.
So he fused us together. So a whole different connection brought me right back to where I left off. Which was pretty interesting, you know what I'm saying? And then, when I met K, it was as an author, he didn't even know I spit because I already knew, that's what everybody do when they get around them. So I said, I'm not going to go that route. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we developed just a mutual relationship and friendship as me being an author and, just vibing. And then down the line, he found out that I spit. I was like, yo, Will, you rap? Yeah, I rap. Let me hear something, man. Let me hear something, man. And when I spit for him, he was like, yo, you fire, bro. He said, you got anything recorded? I said, yeah. I sent him something. Boom, he put it on the radio same night.
Yeah.
And
I like the way that you did that because
that's building rapport.
That's building
relationships. And tell people how important it is when you're meeting different celebrities or if you run into something, how important it is to build a relationship versus let me show you my music or let me do this for you. It's all about learning. And you did that.
Yeah, because a lot of people will close the door on themselves before they even have knock. You know what I'm saying? Just because of how they move. They jam their own stuff up. Right. So you know how that go.
And it's a different code. You know, he already said that he's different. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have to rely on what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? Because everybody else want to get around Slay and just, you know what I'm saying, spit something and hoping that, you know what I mean? But for him, it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's deeper than that. You know, he got more going on than just that. You know what I mean? And he, you know, when he stuck to who he truly is, you know what I'm saying?
And he said he wasn't on there. He was like, let me go at this.
And where we come from, it's different codes that you gotta live by. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and a lot of people wouldn't understand that. You know, a lot of people think that, you know, life is life and shit is what it is. Nah, man. You know what I mean? There's rules to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
no question.
So, man, I know it had to be a certain type of feeling, man. You know, when you got with the major radio stations in New York, you know what I'm saying? Because I know coming up, you know, everybody dreams of being on, you know what I'm saying, 98.7 and being, you know what I mean, BLS and you know what I mean? How was that, man? How did that come about? Because that had to be beautiful, baby. You know what I mean?
That was like surreal. You know what I'm saying? Like just knowing that this is taking place. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's happening organically. Mm-hmm. You know, because some people is going about it through the labels and you know what I'm saying? So that's how they're getting there. I'm getting there organically just by networking with
being
people.
And being you.
Oh, this is really happening. I'm on the radio. And then it goes from one station to another station and then to another station. And it's like, oh, this could be done. This is attainable as long as you keep moving how you're moving. And
right.
You know what I'm saying? Which links back to your last question in regard to Slay. And, you know, when I said the spirit of entrepreneurship, it was like, you know, I had just came from the can and I had this drive in me to basically break barriers.
Right.
And now here I am, you know, paired with a living testament of, yo, this could happen because I'm watching him do things that is like he got a magazine, then he got another magazine, then he's on High 97, then he's on Shade 45, then he's in the clubs throwing events and stuff like that. So it's like, yo, you know, when I talk to somebody, you know, that's in the hood or something like that, they'll complain and stagnate themselves on, yo, you know, I'm tired. I just went to work. You know what I'm saying? I just want to chill. And I'm saying to myself, like, yo, you know, you got people like Slay that's doing all these things. And it's like, yo, when do you have free time, bro? And it's amazing to watch that work ethic in action. You know what I'm saying? Because the volume of things that he was doing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like the breaking point. That's what separates the people who's not gonna pass the threshold to the people who do.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like magazine. He was doing multiple magazines. He had a web series working on at the same time. He's on radio station. Like, he's dropping music. He's at award shows. Like I was like, So when I, you know, when I even think to myself in terms of like, yo, I'm tired. The other side of me got to be like, nah, you ain't tired.
Right.
You better go in because if you don't do it, there's somebody else that's doing it. You got to do it in order to make things happen. Right. The more you stay stagnant, the less fruit you got. You know what I'm saying?
The less fruit you got. And I absolutely get that, you know what I'm saying? Because Slay was one of my inspirations also, you know what I'm saying, through other means, you know what I mean? But like you said, you know, when you Boy, heavy is the head that wear the crown, baby. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And you got to keep it moving. You know, like, for me, I understand everything that you was just saying. You know what I mean? Especially about Slay, about keeping it moving. You know, because if I'm not moving, then I'm not right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mentally in the space. You know what I'm saying? So you always got to keep it moving, man. And people don't understand that. That takes a certain mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like you just said, I ain't getting off of 9 to 5 and all of a sudden it's the weekend. I want to relax and I want to smoke and drink and don't want to be bothered and all that. No, listen, I can't do that. Like, I don't got nothing against nobody that do, but that's your life. But that ain't how we get in. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm gonna keep it moving until it stop moving. You dig what I'm saying? Like,
and you gotta absolutely, and you gotta realize some people are in different phases. Everyone is
and I'm not everybody. Some people are
not everybody. Some people are
if you stay the same, you're never gonna grow.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
So what we gonna do right now, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't get a chance to get none of your music, but we got one of your tracks battling, man. You know what I'm saying? We got the video, so we gonna bang the video for the watchers right now, man. You know what I mean? And then we gonna get back after that, man, and chop it up.
William Young, lyricist #1. You gone, bitch.
Hot's battling before Jay and Nas, before 50 and Job, before Muslims are praying to Allah. Hot's battling before Big and Pac, before Easy and Doc, before there's ever a hip hop. Hot's battling before Busy B, before Kumo D, before there's ever an MC. Hot's battling before Cannabis and LL, before Max B started shooting the hell round. Hot's battling before there was a KRS One, before MC Shan got lyrically outdone. Hot's battling before DJ, before they were cutting and scratching and selling shit on eBay. Hot's battling before there was a real Roxanne, Shantae, or Lil Kim fan. Hot's battling before there was a Fox Brown, Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj trying to get down. Hot's battling before there was a Papoose, a Murder Mook, before you ever heard of Lil Wayne do. Hot's battling before I turned 6 years old, even in pre-K I let 16 go. Hot's battling before the invasion of Hitler, before New York had a Governor Spitzer. Hot's battling before the Battle of Waterloo, before I ever thought of a reason to slaughter you. Hot's battling before the Indians were conquered by a white man who gave them a bottle of vodka. Hot's battling before King Arthur, before Sirius Jones and Math Harper. Hot's battling with a battle axe and a battle cat, a knapsack full of despicable battle raps. I was battling before Sun Tzu, before Genghis Khan and Tamerlane tried to ever come through. I was battling before there was a Roman army, before Remus and Romulus had a wolf mommy. I was battling before there was a Persia. Listen further, before Cain committed a murder. I was battling before the pharaohs of Egypt rode chariots across the valley of Cephas. I was battling before there was physical life form, before there was life busting out of the night dawn. I was battling before there were angels and demons, before God uttered the word and the meaning. I was battling before you were even a tadpole. If you're confident, nigga, then battle your asshole. When I'm battling, I don't think no one could beat me. I battle anybody, nobody defeats me. When I'm battling, every bar's getting harder, larger, like I'm related to Sean Carter. When I'm battling, man, I don't listen to punchlines. All I do is zone out whenever the bum rhyme. When I'm battling, motherfuckers are getting nervous, like damn, this motherfuckers committing murder. When I'm battling, you better give it all you got, or I'ma keep heating up like a boiling pot. When I'm battling, I ain't gotta deliver no hype. I can whisper and still walk away with your mic. When I'm battling.
Yo, do I gotta say anymore? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he just told you the story. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Knock it off already, man. But it brings me to a subject I gotta touch, baby.
Yeah.
So everybody talks about, we got the music, from the South, from the West. New York always been leading. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel now about the New York sound now? You know what I'm saying? Like they try to make us secondary, man, but we this is where it all began. You know what I mean? And I need you to talk a little bit about that, man. How you feel about the art coming out of New York.
But New York for me is like, the Mecca, man, in terms of the whole, the different ideas, man. Like, you know, you're gonna get here what you don't get from other states. Right. For me, in my experience, because in the early stages, everybody had a different style, but they was all from New York. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or the tri-state area, you know what I mean? But each region had a whole different sound. It wasn't like, you know, when you go further down south, the sound is more similar. Where in New York, it'd be like, you know, one guy's rapping fast, like, you know, you had a chip fool, let's say, for other Fushniggins. And then you had and you had, you know, a Pete Rock, a CL Smooth, and a Rock Kim. Like, everybody's style was completely different. Completely different. So, you know, I think now it kind of like the New Yorkers are like they're doing the opposite. Instead of creating the flows, they're mimicking the flows. So, you know, if we could get that originality back, you know what I'm saying, that'd be great, because that's what made it so effective, because, you know, you got so many different ethnicities and you know, colors of men and women coming from New York, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And the creativity, originality is what made us who we are. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't supposed to be following nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, never mind what they doing over there with them gimmicks and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into the blouse wearing and all that, you know what I mean? And you know, the whole thing. But it's just true to the art from where we
the way it got lost, and you know, it became you know, it's better to sound like him than to. I'll probably get more acceptance sounding like this person than sounding myself. Or this is the easier route. Right. It turned into that. Right. And before it was like, you know, it was like a badge of honor to be able to defend your style. You know what I'm saying? You create something. I'm creating something that you never heard. Right. And you know, this is my sword. I'm going to defend that.
And Cass is afraid to stand alone. You know what I'm saying? Little do they understand, yo, this is my square. And if this is what I believe in, and I believe in myself, then listen, man, I don't gotta follow that. I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And you know, whether you get with me or don't, man, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be true to my square. You know what I mean? And
so, you know, the renegade. The renegade always, you know, it was always harder for the renegade because they went against all odds. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody who sound the same, they never really stood out. It was the ones who was different who stood out. Right. And even when you look at, you know, the different, you know, hip hop stars that came out of New York or even other regions, you know what I'm saying? Like, they are the originator of their style. Right. And then you got all these other people who copycat that particular style that this person, you know, obviously displayed to be their master at that style. And then everybody else copycats. Yeah. But they're at the top because they're the originator. And this is what, you know, the ones who's mimicking haven't processed to them yet. He's a superstar because he's an originator. No question. It ain't too many questions. There's not too many, you know, second tier or third tier MCs that got a name that's superstars. They're all at like a mid-level. The superstars are all originators of their style. No question.
Tupac.
To me, that's the easiest way
originator.
To put it. To me, that's the easiest way to put it. Everybody else that comes after them, you know, they not moving, you know, 100,000, and people's not fainting at the sight of them. You know what I'm saying? That's only happening to the superstars.
Yeah. And then
sometimes too, either with those,
they step outside of their comfort
zone and use different beats too. And then some people are using these different times on their music. And so it's kind of making them mimic
that particular artist when they're not stepping outside of their comfort zone.
Right.
No question about that. What was your first track, man, that you created and everybody was listening to, and you knew everybody was feeling you?
It wasn't a track, it was a verse.
That's what I'm saying.
So now I gave you a little backdrop earlier in regard to my cousin that had taught me. So, you know, for a long time he wrote for me as kids. So we started out at about 7. And he, you know, he wrote for me all the way damn near to high school, probably. Freshman, that's it. So with that whole thing, it was like I lost my train of thought real quick.
Yeah, it's all right though. It was the verse, man. It was the verse that, you know what I mean, that put you, that let everybody know you was here.
So what wound up happening is, you know, me and Cuzzo had a fallout because now we approaching the rites of passage. And now, you know, we're getting older and you got the peer pressure and all of that. And now who's better? And now this rivalry is coming between us.
Right.
And, you know, me and him secretly knew he was writing for me, but everybody else didn't know that.
Right.
So, you know, that was his side jab at me. Like, you trash.
Right.
No matter how ridiculous you are, I write your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you think you're ready, I'll flame you in front of everybody.
Wow.
So you know, I took that personal.
No question.
I was like, oh, all right, cool. So I went into hibernation, boom, and I kept trying to come back and, you know, trash. But it was one that I had that was the whole new style that I invented. It didn't sound like nothing that he was doing. And everybody was like, woo. And I had that one. And I went everywhere going crazy with that one verse. And then, you know, now the mission became, I got to do that again. I got to do that again.
Yeah.
Because I liked the feeling.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, I can't write nothing trash. I got to stay at this level now.
No doubt.
You know, it kept going like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So sometimes it takes that, yo. You know what I mean? Because, you know, especially when you rocking with somebody. It takes that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I can relate exactly. I can totally relate to everything that you were saying right now, because I kind of went through something like that with one of my people. You know what I mean? And for us to crack off Media Made, it had to get to that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I never held it personal afterwards.
Right.
At the time.
You did.
I did. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you thinking? I can't do this? You know, when you challenge us.
Right. It pushes
what you think I can't?
What you think I can't?
Right. What you think I can't do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, watch this. And you dig inside yourself, man, and you come with it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and then you go back and you know, in retrospect, you think back, man, and sometimes that is absolutely what's needed. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody always don't have the same vision that you have. You know what I mean? And for me, you know, at the time, it was, you know, I appreciated my man and all that he did for me and all that. You know what I mean? Cool. But I got a different vision now, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing it a little different. Than what your vision for me is, because I got a vision for myself now. So yeah, man, that's what it is, man. So let's talk about, man, some of the accolades, man, that you've been picking up, baby, along your journey, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Hot 97, Power 105, Shade 45, Top Unsigned, Stunner Magazine. Man, the whole thing, baby. Cats don't know you been there, baby. You doing what you do, man.
It's been a hell of a journey, man. You know, the whole thing for me was like was trying to penetrate, you know, by any means necessary.
Yep.
So it was like, yo, if you didn't accept me through music, I'm gonna get in through books. If you didn't accept me through books, I'm gonna get in through film. And it was always like, you know, a counterattack on my part. You know what I'm saying? Strategy wise.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what it all boils down to, man. You know what I'm saying? Is having a plan A, plan B, plan C. You know what I'm saying? But being focused at the same time. Because my whole thing was like, I'm not gonna accept no as an answer. I'm not taking no as an answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, when dudes, you know, early on in the journey, and they're like, yo, you know, you too old, or you know, the young boys got short hair, you got long braids. And then I sat back and I watched that style fizzle in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then the following year, all the young dudes had braids. You know what I'm saying? And just things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, just being able to stand on your own ground and just like,
no question.
Nah, this is what it is. And this is what we're doing. So
and listen here, age does not matter. Because there was this one lady, let me tell you, she just won a Grammy at 76 years old for one of her songs.
Yeah.
So
age does not matter. As long as you got it, you keep going. Hey, you never know what's gonna happen.
It's about your own willpower. You know what I'm saying? And how you know. How much you believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Self-belief is real important in the
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So in terms of like, you know, the different accolades that came about, it was like, if I came across a stumbling block, I'm gonna create something new. So it's like, you know, you're not feeling this. Well, how about this?
How about this?
And that, you know, that mindset, that drive is, you know, what led me to getting on to the different features with different artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the list goes on and on and on. So then, you know, I got the book. So now, all right, I already knocked out a novel, but now I'm mingling with celebrities. So you know, the thing is like, I'm a writer. I could write one of you guys' books. And you know, I started maneuvering like that. And I wound up writing Puma's book from Black Ink Crew.
What's up?
So what, you know, it's just about utilizing the tools that you got,
your skill set,
get where you need to go. So it's like, you know, they say I'm too old. Listen, I'm a book author. Who told you I want to be a rapper? You know what I'm saying? Right. Pulling off when I want to. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm laughing. And I'm laughing at Sonny. I'm laughing at Sonny over there talking about not too old, because you know Sonny a hitter too. You know what I'm saying? Sonny was battle rapper in St. Louis. You dig? So Sonny come in, and you know when we places, they be talking that mess. You know what I mean? I look up and I be like, yo, Sonny, get him. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you know, and Sonny go in and she, you know, she let him know, yo, this is what I do. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about what's next, baby. Like, you got a movie, or you thinking about doing a movie? Like, what's next, man? Your next album? I mean, I want you to tell us, man, what we need to be looking for, man.
Well, I got a bunch of scripts on deck, and I've basically been having different meetings, like we spoke of earlier, with different networks. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just trying to see what fits, what relationship is going to fit in order to make that happen. Apart from that, you know, I got some more books coming with soundtracks. So I'm dropping a reboot of the 18 book, but this time around it's coming with the soundtrack. So the first time was just the book. This time it's coming book and soundtrack. Then I got a couple of other books that I'm pulling out right behind that. I got tons of singles coming. I just dropped The Battling. What was it? On Halloween, October 31st. And 2 weeks before that, I had dropped the joint Modus Operandi. So you know, and shout out to Pat Poos because he's been spending that on the drama hour that he took over.
Shout
out to Pat. Yo, we was gonna get to Pat, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pat, man. You know what I mean? And also my man Pop, you over there. You know what I mean? Like, yo, let you brothers know I ain't forgot about you, man. I'm
Pop you. I see you, boy. I see you. Shout out to Pop you. That's right. Shout out to Pop you and Tino. I see y'all, man. Wow.
Yeah.
So I also you know, I linked up with the good brother Antonio Simmons about he's the director for the last DMX film that's yet to be released. So you know, I'm working with him and an amazing talent that he has, you know what I'm saying? From over there out of Europe, you know what I'm saying? Dope MC, Doga Jan, shout out to Doga Jan, you know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be one of the singles off of the DMX film, which is called Dogman. So that's one of the songs on the soundtrack. So shout out to him. I got that going on. I got you know, the old R&B group Silk. Shout out to Silk. So one of the artists from the group, Jimmy Gates. Shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to Mathematics for putting that whole thing together for me. So he's dropping his solo project, and I'm on 2 of those singles.
Look at that.
So that was a blessing to be a part of that because I grew up on Silk. You know,
no question. Yeah, and so it's funny how small the world is. Because he was just talking about, you know, y'all getting ready, you on the next thing, the DMX thing. You know what I mean? Well, so people don't know that. Over here, we've written a script called Belly 3, baby. You know what I mean? And we going through the channels, you know what I mean, and try to get that. But we see like you know what I mean? Sometimes some things you can't talk about, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta let it. You gotta let it manifest the way it do on its own. You know what I mean? But man, yo, for all my listeners out there, man, y'all heard it first right here, baby, on Media Made. William Young, you know what I'm saying? Captain doing his thing, you know what I mean? Yo, let everybody know, man, where they can tap in, man, to hear your music, man, your story, your website, all that, man, your IG, man, give it to them, baby.
Yeah, well, on IG, they can follow me at William_Young_forever. I got the you know, all the other social media pages. You just punch in William Young and I should pop up. Shout out to everybody, man, who's a part of this process, man. Shout out to you guys for having me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I appreciate it.
Man. Yeah, no doubt, baby. You know what I mean? Like, listen, shit. He was in the mag once before, you know what I mean? It might happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, I stay true to my home. You know what I mean? And so,
and the good brother Rafis too. Shout out to Rafis, man.
Yo, big shout out to Feast, baby.
Word.
Yo, let me just say something about Rafis, man. Rafis been rocking with me, man. From the beginning, man. And anytime, anything, man, I can reach out to my brother, man. He's always there. He's never let me down. He's never said no to me, man. Yo, I just want to say, man, blessings and love, man. Yo, Rafis, baby, because without you, a lot of this I couldn't make happen, kid, without you, kid. So I just want to just say that to my brother. You know what I mean? Yo, William Young, man.
Yo, everybody else, you know, incorporated with the movement. My Con Gang brothers, Shot Bangers, everybody, man. You know, Chino, Kenny Clark. You know what I mean? And we pushing, man. I got the Con Gang album coming too, which is, you know, pushing the artists under my label. You know what I'm saying? So that's coming too. So there's a bunch of things going on.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Hold it. Well, talk about that label, man, the independent, the label that you doing, man. I need to hear that, man. Like, how did that label come about? Who's on it? What we doing? You know what I mean? Tell the story, Cap.
Yeah. So I got my own label, UConn Entertainment, in which you know all of my music is pumped from, and then I got the team of artists. So you know, let me say this, right? Because we spoke real briefly about my journey and my travel, you know what I'm saying? From the joint to coming home and all that, right? But I did a long stretch. I did 12 years. So, you know, sometimes when my story is presented to people, they don't understand the small window period it took me to accomplish all these things because of my drive.
Right.
So they'll look at my age and be like, oh, you know, it appears, you know, like it took a long time. Where my success was actually fast, because once that gate opened, I hit the wheels running, and then my story kind of makes more sense, because it's like, wow, you know, you came home after 12 years, and within 90 days you was on Hot 97. Within 4 months you was on Z100. You know what I'm saying? A month after that you on Power 105.
Yeah.
You getting interviewed on Shade 45 with K Slay, like he owns the soundtrack, like so. The you know the hardcore drive that I bring to the table is kind of understood and appreciated when you understand the window period that it took for me to get there.
Right.
So you know, I had the label and I came pushing. You know, a few of the brothers was from in the joint, and then some brothers out here, and I'm, you know, I want to know that you are truly a talent. That's what my label is about anyway. My label is about, you know, you having real talent. You know what I'm saying? And for me to be able to showcase your talent, because I believe. So whoever I put on my team is because I believe in you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that you have something uniquely great that the world needs to hear. That's, you know, and that's important to me. That's more important than, you know, anything else. That drive, that uniqueness, you know what I'm saying? That real raw talent. Because now, you know, we're in an era where talent is unappreciated. But the ill part about it is that, you know, people steal from the talented. So a lot of the talented people don't get the credit that they deserve.
Right.
You know, because you got so many culture vultures grabbing at them who might be in a better, let's say, financial position, or, you know, whatever it is. If they're part of an institution or a network or whatever, they might have more resources than the person with talent, because that person, all they do is create. They are phenomenal.
No question.
But they don't got that support system to help them flourish. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, that's what I try to do. Find people that's truly talented and push that and showcase that.
No doubt, man. The maturation is phenomenal and real. So that's why I had to stop all everything. Everybody stop. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear about this label and all that, man.
And one more time again.
All right, one more time again. Go ahead and plug all your social medias before we up.
On the IG is William_Young_forever. And then, you know, apart from that, you just put William Young. William Young on Twitter is _William Young_, and then everywhere else is like pretty much William Young.
So we can keep going on and on and on.
And the label is UConn Entertainment.
Right. You know what I mean? And one more time before you go, man, tell us why you never changed it from William Young to something different, man. Why William Young worked for you to do the things that you're doing, man.
But William Young was given to me, you know, through a childhood friend.
Okay.
But it represents different aspects of myself. So it was given to me, you know, as a spin-off of the Billy the Kid name. But instead of Billy the Kid, it was Young William. And then the reversal, William Young, aka Billy the Kid. So you know, that is just who I am. It's the duality itself, pretty much.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Once again, y'all heard it first right here on Media Made Music Daily. You know what I mean? We got author and MC William Young. You know, I got Sonny the Sun God in the building with me. You know, it's me, SANGRIA. I've been doing what I do for quite a while. You know.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go follow us on Instagram, Media Made Magazine, and all social media platforms. Also, make sure you guys go follow me as well, Instagram, SMills Media, everywhere.
MediaMadeMagazine.com, MediaMadeMusic.com, MediaMadeTV SMillsTV.com. On your Roku channels, baby. That's what we doing it also over here, man. Hey, yo, William Young, baby. Author, MC, man. I appreciate you. We got love. Anything that you need, always send it this way, man. We're going to be banging it every day, all day, man. You know what I mean? So, with love, man, and blessings, man. Let me just say this before you go. May you be blessed in all the things that you do every day, and may you prosper in each and everything that you do, each and every day that you do it, my brother. You heard?
Peace. That's right back.
No doubt, baby. No doubt, baby. Peace.
Salute.
Say William Young, lyrics is #1.